Sweet. That's all good to go then. Come on, we can get more than 10. Who's missing? Who on earth are we missing? So, let's do a roll call. There's already one missing. Smokegrass, that's right. He has his wrist injury, so he won't be racing. James Cruz is here. Hoot Magic, Corrupted, yep. Unit, Grino is missing. Schmidt's here. Galaz, Safety Car. False Equation isn't. Conehouse, Toddster, yep. Rizzy Rick, yep. Reedy is missing. Can't do crap is here. So Reedy's missing. False Equation's missing. And Unit Grino is missing. Well, damn. God, we need at least 2 more drivers. At least 2. I mean, we've got 5 people on air, but only 10 in the lobby. Wow, that is... wow. Okay. Give it 2 minutes and we'll start. Okay. 10. Oof. 10. But at least we got some high quality drivers within the 10. I mean, we got Toddster, who is defending champion. Got Schmidt, Rizzy Rick, Hooter Magic. Corrupted's quite consistent. My Blue Series teammate, Safety Car. Come on, at least 2 more. Need at least 2 more. Oh, an Alcatraz. Ah, righty. So 10 races. Okay. Oh well. 10 will do. It's semi-competitive. As we begin round 1 of the Formula 2 Championship, our first race is here in Germany at the Hockenheim Ring. A 4.57 kilometer circuit with 17 corners. This track is quite well known around the world as one of the circuits that Tilke absolutely destroyed. But also played host to one of the greatest races in the 2019 season. So, as we go on to one-shot qualifying here at Hockenheim, drivers only get one chance, one lap to determine the grid for the feature race. And who are we going to pick on? We'll pick on the defending champion, won't we? Why not? Where is he? Come here, top stuff. Stop moving. Oh my goodness! James into the wall at turn 1. Go this way, it'll be quicker. So Todster, as I believe Can't Do Crap was going to go into the wall at turn 2. Yep, there we go. We'll pick on Todster. Defending champion from season 1. Everyone on the super softs. Coming into turn 6, a hairpin, the slowest corner on the circuit. Definitely one of the hot spots on the circuit as well. Probably the ideal place for overtaking, as Gala has 3 retirements. Incredible. Into turn 8, and for some reason this is turn 9, 10, then 11. Yeah, I don't... That's how the official F1 track guide goes. There's apparently 2 corners in that. Turn 12, coming into turn 13, the Sachs hairpin. Sebastian Vettel has got some very fond memories of this corner. Through the fast left and right in turns 14 and 15 into turn 16, the corner that caused havoc in the real life German Grand Prix last year, onto the main straightaway. And Schmidt gets pole position, a 1 minute 22.6. Safety car disqualified from the safety. So 4 drivers did not set a lap time. 4 of them. So Schmidt will get pole, corrupted in P2, 4/10 of a second behind. Todster in P3, defending champion. Hutemacher P4, Rizzy Rick P5, and Conehouse P6. Cruz, Can't Do Crap, Safety Car and Garlaz, all drivers who have not set a lap time. Oh my goodness me. This is definitely one of the smallest grids I have ever seen in a race, period, on DRS. Hopefully it'll be entertaining. Who knows? As we now begin the sprint race at Hockenheim. Drivers selecting what tyre to start on, which is why it's taking forever to load. Typical Codemaster stuff. Come on, come on, come on, come on. This track is definitely one of those legendary circuits, I think. Hockenheim, it's been the staple of the German Grand Prix for so many years. It's actually one of 2 circuits in Germany that can actually host a Grand Prix today. The only other circuit that can host a Grand Prix is the Nürburgring, the Grand Prix circuit, of course, not the Nordschleife. And only the 3rd circuit in the history of Formula 1 to host the German Grand Prix. With it, the Nürburgring, and a circuit called Avis. If you don't know what that is, I recommend you look it up. It is one bonkers. It's a very unique racetrack, to say the least. Probably has the least amount of corners of any Grand Prix circuit, period, I think. Oof. So this is either going to be a very long race or really action-packed. Sometimes small grids can just do that. Nice fully, I pray. Yeah, Alex, I know. Oh, rather disappointing, but that's okay. Drivers coming round on their formation lap. Definitely keep an eye on Todster. The defending champion, as I thought someone went off then. That's Schmidt with the early pace, 4/10 quicker than Corrupted in P2. How do we have 6 people watching? Yeah, that is more than half of the drivers here today. We might have a couple of more joining late, hopefully. Might make it a bit more interesting. How can someone make a mistake? Oh, was that just a glitch, was it? I was going to say, how has someone made a mistake and respawned back at the grid? Honestly. Alrighty. So with a rather underwhelming 12 cars on the grid, sorry, not 12, 10, we've got 5 red lights, and it's lights out for the Formula 2 race here at Hockenheim. Full throttle at the start. Don't need to lift. I should have mentioned that it seems... Oh my goodness, Corrupted is out! Oh my goodness! We have a retirement! Already! Corrupted is out. You'll be starting from P10. Oh my goodness me. We'll go back up to the leaders. Oh, the game can't make up who's... Oh my goodness me, it's 3 wide! Look at this, ladies and gentlemen, with only 9 cars. It's 3 wide into turn 6, the hairpin. Oh, there was contact there as well then. Oh my goodness. We're right on board with safety car. Conehouse goes across the grass, loses time. Safety car, will he look? No, he won't. He locks up the brake. Oh, and gets it loose coming out of turn 8. Boots Magic, a very unorthodox wide line there. Through turn 12. Schmidt has got a massive lead. Just from the first lap. You'd expect that though. He's on the super soft tyre. Oh my goodness me. Come on game. Make up your mind. No, it's just going to show... Yep, they moved up a position. They're not going to show me the gap. Right. So Schmidt crosses the line, a 1.5 second gap. There we go. To Todster. He's on the medium compound tyre. Hoots Magic in P3 also on the mediums, but safety car is going to be bearing down on Hoots Magic's gearbox. Hopefully try and find a way past. The longer he stays behind Hoots Magic, the more time he loses. Conehouse in P5. Rizzy Rick in P6. Losing a place. Garlaz up 3 places from from 10th all the way up to 7th. Now potentially 6th. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Can't do crap. P8 with James Cruz in P9. Oh, look at this little battle pack. Safety car down the inside to take P3. Todser and Hooter Magic very vulnerable on the medium tyre. You have to wait a little while for the tyre to warm up. Go back to the tyres. Rizzy Rick has a look around the outside into Sachs hairpin. Can't get the job done. Garlags is now bearing down on Rizzy Rick's gearbox. It's good to see that we have some battling going on. We've got yellow flags in Sector 3. Just can't do crap. Where on earth is that on the circuit? My goodness, as DRS is now enabled. So, Schmidt, 3-second lead to Todster. Safety car is now under attack from his former teammate at McLaren, Conehouse. Conehouse will have DRS, I'd imagine. Safety car, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And with the horrid run coming out of turn 4, he's going to have a look around the outside of turn 5 and gets the job done. Safety car, I don't think he'll retaliate. Not quite, but I think Conehouse runs wide. They make contact. But safety car can't get the position back. He'll slot into P4. Hooter Magic and Rizzy Rick are now battling each other. Garlaz is trying to get past them. He's on the super soft tyre. He's on the grippier tyre. He just doesn't quite have the pace of Hooter Magic and Rizzy Rick at the moment. Conehouse is now right on the gearbox of Todster. Safety car, he's not too far behind either. Same with Rizzy Rick. In fact, from P3 to P7, The gaps between the drivers, they're all within a second. That is incredible. And Konas down the inside into turn 1, a superb move from him, but gets a 3-second penalty in the process. Todster now under attack from safety car. Got sector 3 yellows. One of the two drivers towards the back, I presume. That is a horrid camera shot. So Conehouse, he has no DRS, he has no slipstream. Todster, he'll have a look down the inside. What a view here from safety car's car. Yeah, that works, safety car's car. But Conehouse with the softer tyre and the wider line gets a better run out of the corner. He'll be on the inside for turn 8. Safety car, will he have a look? Yes, he does. Todster notices him there, just moves slightly away from the racing line, gives safety car space. A small touch between those two there. Got sector 1 and 2 yellows. Can't do crap again. Rizzy Rick. He's not too far away from this battle pack either. He's within DRS range, and Hooter Magic not too far behind as well. We will return for the battle for 3rd place. As Todster now in P3, but still within DRS range. Oh, nice glitch, Codemasters. There we go. Fix it. He had the brake indicator all the way on. Safety car. You'll have DRS. Around the outside of... Oh, hang on. Todster's got it as well. Todster really gaining. You can see how much time they gain with the DRS enabled. Through turn 5, it's absolutely enormous. And Rizzy Rick is in this as well. He is right behind safety car. This is fantastic stuff. Safety car goes down the inside of Todster. For some reason, Todster didn't go defensive, but he gets it. But Todster gets it done. With the wider line and better traction, gets better exit speed. You can also see there from Todster using as much track as possible. And Hooter Magic, he's just watching this. Oh, this is a nice camera shot. As Rizzy Rick goes very wide, loses the position to Hooter Magic. Jumped out of the racing line onto the marbles. Got a whole heap of understeer. And now loses the position. What a fight from Todster. On the medium tyre, he's able to hold off safety car. Absolutely brilliant from the defending champion. Let's just see how many positions each driver has made. So the biggest winner so far is safety car from P9 to P4. Conehouse also quite respectable from P6 to P2, up 4 places. As safety car locks up. Oh, we got an overtake. Rizzy Rick down the inside into turn 6. He has the inside for turn 7, but that doesn't guarantee he's got the place. Hooter Magic will have a look down the inside into turn 8. No, he will not. He'll pull out and slot back in behind. Yes, he will. With only 10 drivers, we still got all this battling going on. Might have to use smaller grids from now on. So, Schmidt's in. Schmidt is into the pit. So is Conehouse, safety car. They're all coming in. Lap 6. What about Garlaz? He stays out. We'll come back to Cantu Crap just to see what he does on the super soft tyre. So Todster now leads 2.1 second margin back to Rizzy Rick, who is currently battling with Hooter Magic. Garlaz is now in P4 provisionally. We'll have to see where he comes out after the pits. Have all transferred, have gone through. go back to the battle between these two. They've been battling all race. I think Aussie Rizzy Rick has slightly better pace than Hooter Magic. Only slight, but it's enough. Got sector 2 yellows. Sector 2 and 3 yellows. Oh, it's James. Woohoo! Well, at least for James's sake, every driver that finishes this race at least scores points. We use the actual point system as normal Formula 2 races use. So the top 10 score points. Seeing as there's only 10 drivers, everyone can score points. As I suspected, Hooter Magic doesn't quite have the pace of what Rizzy Rick has. He's starting to fall back, but he's still within DRS range. As Gala comes into the pits, put on a new set of boots, the medium compound tyre. Clean stop from the Arden team. As you'd expect. Ooh, Coinhouse. It's an interesting circuit to start on, Hockenheim. It's got some nasty bits and pieces about it that you really have to be careful, and one of them is the Nord curve, turn 1. It's easy to cut the corner too much and get a warning, but also if you run too wide on the curb, it's also quite easy to spin the car, get it very unsettled. Who's Magic still within, almost within a second. But Rizzy Rick is gaining on Toddster. Rather, Toddster is slowing down a lot. Not so much Rizzy Rick gaining pace and trying to catch up to it. I think Toddster has lost pace. He's now within, Rizzy Rick is almost within DRS range of Toddster. They're all within a second of each other. Hopefully this blossoms into something called a three-way battle for a podium place. Not sure about the win though. Schmidt looked incredibly comfortable during the first stint on the Super Softs. As safety car gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Yeah, Schmidt 15 seconds behind Hooter Magic. He had a 6-second lead when he came into the pits. I think he's in a very, very comfortable position. But Conehouse seems to have reduced the gap. It's now 5 seconds as James goes horrendously wide at the hairpin. He's currently P8. If he stays where he is currently, he's on pole position for the sprint race. As Rizzy Rick, oh my goodness me, at the Sachs curve, he's done a Sebastian Vettel. Off at the Sachs curve. Oh, what a save from Rizzy Rick. Oh my goodness, that was a brilliant save. On dirty tyres with absolutely ruined temp. Get a car out like that, and to catch it and save it was absolutely brilliant from Rizzy Rick. But how on earth did that happen? I wish I saw that. Now Toddster, he's now far less threatened because he doesn't have a car that's directly behind his gearbox. That doesn't mean he's safe though. Hooter Magic appears to be on a charge. He just gained a couple of tenths in just those couple of corners alone. Gap is now down to 1.7 seconds as he takes an incredibly wide line through turn 11. Turn 12, turn 13. Yeah, I'm not sure how Rizzy Rick lost it. There may have been contact. He may have done it by himself. We saw a couple of laps earlier of him moving out of the racing line into the marbles. He got horrendous understeer. Perhaps the same thing happened again. The gap between the leading two is now starting to level out at about 1.8 seconds. And it appears that no other battles are taking place at the moment. So we'll have a quick look at the gap to leader. So Schmidt is 16.1 seconds. He's actually lost time to... No, I had it on interval, so yes, he's actually gained time. 16 seconds. Not quite sure of the transit time here at Hockenheim. It's not a long pit lane. As nothing's going on, we'll have a look at the race director, racing incidents, just to get a grasp of who has got penalties and how many. So safety car's got a 3-second, Conehouse 3 seconds, 5 seconds for can't do crap, 3 seconds for safety car, so that's 6. James Cruz 3 seconds, and that is it. So it's been very clean from these guys at the moment. As Rizzy Rick gets 3 seconds. Just to rub salt. Hooter Magic got 3 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there we go. So Rizzy Rick and Hooter Magic 3 seconds. 3-second penalties next to their name. That would have dampened the hopes of Hooter Magic making a successful overtake, overtaking Toddster, as he would need to build up a 3-second margin afterwards. However, it does seem he has pace. He has genuinely good pace versus Toddster. He got yellow flags in Sector 3. It's James again. But he soldiers on like he does. He really encapsulates the spirit of DRS, really. Just doesn't give up. You've got to admire that, you really do. He is trying. And he will score points too. It's not like he won't. A safety car loses a lot of time and places. Now into P7 after having such a brilliant start. He's now the 4th place super soft runner, 4th place driver who had started on the super soft tyre. So I would imagine the medium runners are coming in very, very soon. The gap between the front two has leveled out again. Now hovering around the 1.4 second mark. Rizzy Rick a further 7.4 seconds behind Hooter Magic after making that dreadful mistake at Sachs Hairpin. He was in this fight between these two, but unfortunately him just running onto the gravel, losing a whole heap of time. He's now currently in P3. So, do these guys pit or do they go one more lap? I think it's about 6 laps they can do on the super soft. So Toddster's in, Hooter Magic's in. What does Rizzy Rick do? He's in as well. So let's see where Schmidt comes out in all of this. Obviously he's going to be leading, but by how much? There he goes. Oh, and Hooter Magic gets held in the pit lane. So there we go. We'll do a gap to the leader. Not that one. That one. Gap to leader is 9 seconds with 6 laps to go. So they have to make a second a lap, more than a second a lap from now on. With Hootermagic and Rizirek coming out in P4 and P5. Garlad's just in behind, I believe, by a second. It is within a second, but Rizirek on the fresh, super soft tyre. I don't think Garlad could mount much of an assault. But Toddster rather. 3.6 seconds now to Conehouse. Gaining massively on those fresh super softs. Turn 16 and turn 17. Going through turn 1 now, the Nord curve. The 3 yellow flags. It's Garlaz! That's coming out of the final turn. He now loses a place to safety car. But I believe the man we have to look out for is Toddster. It's now 2.8 seconds, the gap between him and Conehouse. He is gaining rapidly. He'll now get a bit of a tow from the car in front. I believe that's James. Looks like a dance car. It is James. Coming through turn 8, turn 9, turn 10, turn 11. I don't know how there's 2 corners there, but apparently there is. Ah, false equation. Good to see. Very wide through turn 12 of West James, coming into Saxhampton now. The old motor drone, left untouched from when it was first created, well, relatively untouched. Unlike the rest of the circuit. So let's take you around the proper hard lap. So turn 1, the Nord curve, you have to use as much of the inside as possible and the outside. You want to try and straight line it as much as you can, carry as much speed as possible. Turn 2, heavy braking zone. Potential overtaking spot, it helps with the DRS. Turn 3 and turn 4. Onto the long turn 5, very long. Actually, this corner is actually called Parabolica, weirdly. Spelled with a K, not with a C. Into the hairpin, slowest corner on the circuit. You can see there how much time Toddster is gaining on Conehouse. Turn 7, flat out kink, even in these Formula 2 cars. To turn 8, another potential overtaking zone. Nice and wide for turn 9, turn 10 and 11. You need to use all the curves. For the narrow turn 12, it surprises you how much it narrows. Through turn 13, Sachs hairpin. With its cambered surface, helps you carry more speed. The flicks of 14 and 15. Then 16, claimed the front wings of many F1 drivers during the 2019 German Grand Prix. See, now he is well on the back of Conehouse. He's going to make this overtake either here or at the hairpin. He has a look down the inside, and that is job done for Toddster. He now moves into P2. Conehouse, he has DRS. He can mount an assault, as I think that can't do crap on the side of the circuit. He's going to have a look down the inside. No, he won't. He'll slot back in behind and will most likely try and settle for 3rd place. He does have Hootermagic in behind. He's now 3 seconds, less than 3 seconds behind Conehouse. But Conehouse, I think the best thing for him is to try and stay as closely behind Toddster as he possibly can. Try and snatch a couple of DRS zones, so then he can increase the gap or try and minimize as much time gained by Hooter Magic with his softer compound tyres. But Schmidt, our leader, he's looked incredibly comfortable. Very smooth, very consistent. Very wide at turn 1 though. He's not completely safe. Toddster is gaining. Gap now 3 seconds. Can he make a 1.5 seconds per lap? I mean, these would have to be pretty mega laps from Toddster. But can he do it? It'd be very interesting to see. Hooter Magic's now making some inroads. He's now within 2 seconds of Hooter Magic with 2 laps to go. As soon as he gets within DRS range, as soon as he goes below the 1 second mark, it's game on for sure between these two, battling for 3rd place. Just as a quick reminder, who has got penalties. So safety car we don't need to worry about. Conehouse has got 3. Hooter Magic's got 3. And Schmidt's got 3 as well. I didn't see that. Wait, you're kidding me. You are absolutely kidding me. Toddster, you do not have a penalty, do you? 1, 2. Oh, Toddster, you cheeky shit. Toddster, you cheeky mother. Toddster's going to win this race, I think. I didn't see any 3-second penalties next to his name. Schmidt has lost this. Unbelievably. As look at the battle behind us. Hooter Magic around the outside. It's not going to quite work. Conehouse shuts the door. We're right on board with Hooter Magic. He's definitely going to have a look down the inside into turn 8. Remember, this is for position. Conehouse, why are you defending? Oh, if I was Hooter Magic, I was... Oh no! Oh, but Hooter Magic backs off as well. Oh, Rizzy Rick, hello! Where did you come from? Rizzy Rick, can you have a look? It's now a 3-way battle for 3rd place! Oh my goodness me! What is happening? He has a look around the outside of the Sachs handpin. Can he have a look down the inside? No, he can't. So Toddster does indeed win this race, but who will get P3? Up to the line. Conehouse? Yes, he will. Just. Only just. Look at the gaps between these guys for 3rd place. That is fantastic. But Toddster, our winner. What a way to start defending your championship. What a fantastic way to start that defense with a win. Schmidt was definitely the quickest out there. But Toddster, he made the strategy work. He was clean and got no penalty. Schmidt had a 3-second time penalty above his head. And that's resulted in him losing the win. He will not be a very happy man, but Conehouse somehow hangs on to P3. Hooter Magic, I think he was being very, very kind then. Giving the position back to Conehouse after there was contact. I wouldn't say that was Hooter Magic's fault, just off what I remember from what I've seen. We'll have to have a look at it more closely. But there you go. Top 3 for the feature race at Hockenheim. Turned it on at the start and definitely turned it on at the end. Oh my goodness. So, the results here at Hockenheim. Todster takes the win after having a very, very clean race. Schmidt in P2. Koenhaus, I would imagine, a very happy P3. Hutemagic P4. Rinzirik P5. Safety car P6. Garlas P7. Can't do crap P8. James in P9. Corrupted after having an incident at lap 1, turn 1. Now, will he keep that point? He did technically finish 10th, but I don't know, it's something that the stewards will have to debate. So we now move on to the sprint race. Sprint race is a little bit shorter than the feature. It allows for drivers to do a no-stop, and most drivers do a no-stop. There's really absolutely no reason for you to make any pit stop unless there's damage or you got a puncture or something like that. So if you want to win this race, it's through sheer pace. It's not through strategy or anything like that. It's through pace. And penalties. I can't forget penalties. They, as proven in the feature race, they do occur around here. Particularly at turn 1. So easy to do there. As we now get the session underway, and I do believe we have someone joining us. It is False Equation. So we now have 11 cars on the grid, I believe. Oh, everyone's here. So, in Formula 2 sprint races, the grid is determined from reversing the results from P1 all the way down to P8. So the car in pole position is Can't Do Crap with Garlaz in P2. Safety car probably looking to redeem himself. He starts P3. Rinzirik in P4, a very quick driver on the second row of the grid. Who's a Magic P5, Koenhaus P6, Schmidt P7. The race winner from the feature race, Todster, he starts P8. James P9, Corrupted P10, and False Equation will start P11. Still not a lot of cars on the grid, but as the feature race demonstrated, the smaller grids actually turn out to be okay racing. Not throughout the middle bit though, that was a bit boring, but towards the start and towards the end, definitely got good. And the strategies all came together quite nicely. Gave us a very, very close finish between a lot of drivers. So everyone will have the same tyre. We'll just have a look to make sure. Interval. As Can't Do Crap. Well, does that. I think that's the only way of describing that. Yeah, everyone's on the medium tyre. So we'll have it just on position change. The only detail we really need for this race. So the drivers are now coming around to their respective grid slots. James, the last car to pull up, even though he starts P9. So, here we go. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we're off for the sprint race here at Hockenheim. You have to absolutely floor it off the line. Look at this, we're 4 wide into turn 1. That is, wow. Rinzirik makes 2 places off the start. There's drivers everywhere. Look at them. Oh, there's contact. Who is that? I think that's Schmidt. He was sandwiched between 2 cars there. Almost creating an accident. Oh my goodness me. So safety car bolt 2, also up 2 positions. Garlaz and P3, look at them scramble all over the circuit. Oh, and forces Garlaz out wide. Does Rizzy Rick. Hootermagic in P4. He's probably going to have a look. Will he? No, he won't. He'll just slot in behind. But Schmidt late on the brakes. Very late on the brakes. Oh, as Garlaz almost goes into the side of Hootermagic. Oh, my goodness. I believe Kohnhaus went into the back of Schmidt because of Garlaz checking up. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. So, everything's settled back down? Absolutely, everything's settled back down. There we go. So, safety car lead from Rizurik, Hootermagic P3, Schmidt P4, Garlaz P5, Kohnhaus P6, Todser P7, Corruptor P8, Vision P9, Can't Do Crap P11, and James Cruz in... Oh my goodness me, Can't Do Crap! Oh my goodness! I have never seen... Oh my goodness me! Oh, I've got to return back to the racing, but that was too funny! So, Todser, he's now up into P6. Kohnhaus and Corrupted are now fighting side by side into turn 6. Kohnhaus. They're now side by side contact between the two. Kohnhaus will slot back in behind Corrupted. Will he have a look into turn 8? No, he won't. He'll settle in behind. Probably the smarter call, to be honest. Oh my goodness. Safety car has now been overtaken by Rizzy Rick, but he hasn't let go of his gearbox. He's still right in behind. Through Sachs curves we go, all in a train. They're all, look at that, 0.5, 0.4, 0.2, 0.9, 0.3, 0.9 again, 0.3. They're all within DRS range of each other. As we now go on to lap 3, DRS is enabled. Rizzy Rick is now starting to pull away. He's built up a 7/10 of a second margin between the two. Hootermagic in P3. Schmidt P4, look at them all in a train. Got sector 1 yellow flags. It's been Garlaz. Oh, don't go on the throttle too early, son. Control the throttle. Look at the scramble coming into turn 6. Safety car. And now Colton back past Rizzy Rick. How on earth did he do that? Wasn't paying close enough attention, but he's now gone back into the lead. But Rizzy Rick's not having it. He might have a look. Oh, and Schmidt goes into the back of Rizzy Rick. And doesn't appear to be any damage. Look at this. Schmidt, he's going to have a look down the inside of turn 12. Oh, you can't go side by side through there, fellas. It's a one-line corner. But Rizzy Rick and safety car, they're now side by side through the Sachs hairpin. Oh my god, there is so much going on. They're all so close to each other. And now coming back onto the pit straight. Oh, and safety car gets very wide onto the grass. He's going to lose a position here to Schmidt. Down the inside into the Nord curve, gets the job done. But Schmidt goes awfully wide through turn 1. Through the exit of turn 1, rather. Defensive position. And he hangs on to it. Now he's going to try and launch an attack on Rizzy Rick. Oh my goodness me. Look at this train though. This train. I mean, you got Rizzy Rick leading it. Schmidt P2, safety car P3. Oh, Hootermagic, oh my goodness me. Todster down the inside. Does he lose? Oh, and there was contact between Hootermagic and Kohnhaus. Corrupted might have a look around the outside into turn 7. He will have the inside into turn 8. He'll get the job done very easily. These guys are not defending their positions very well. Oh my goodness me. Conehouse just getting a little bit sideways, but he managed to correct it quick enough. Look at this battle train, battling for P1 of all places. From first all the way down to 7th, people, 7th. Yes, we still got 10 laps to go when they cross the finish line, but still, that is absolutely brilliant. Coming across the line now to complete lap 4, onto lap 5. Through turn 1 we go. Rizzy Rick, Schmidt, safety car. Toddster, Hootermagic, Corrupted, Conehouse. All in this massive train. Oh, Schmidt! Oh my goodness me! Come on, camera. You didn't turn to the action quick enough. Oh, what on earth happened there? Toddster loses a place to Hootermagic. Corrupted's going to have a look at... Oh my goodness me! Conehouse goes into the back of Toddster. And the man who will be loving this is Rizirek. He's now got a 2-second lead. And these guys won't stop fighting. I don't think they'll stop fighting. What on earth happened to Schmidt? Was it contact? Did he do it by himself? Oh, so unfortunate. The game didn't cut quick enough to see what happened. Doesn't appear to be any damage on his car though. Look at this. Nice aerial shot. Can see everything. It's like 3 yellow flags. It's safety car. Damaged front wing, missing end plate on the left hand side. He'll have to stay out. There's no way he'll be coming in. We've still got this battle train going. Rizzy Rick will be... Oh, someone is spun! It's Conehouse! Wait, what? Retired? Excuse me? Safety car's retired from the session as well. Is the car still... It is still there. Let's have a look at Garlads. I can't... Is there a wheel broken on that car? I cannot tell. What on earth? I hope that was actually picked up in the stream. And I just wasn't paying enough attention. As Corrupted is launching an all-out assault on Toddster around the outside of turn 8. He can't get the job done. Toddster defending his line valiantly. Oh my goodness. Spun at turn 1, hit the wall, lost the wheel. Okay. This didn't look like you lost the wheel. All 4 wheels appeared to be in the right place. Rizzy Rick proceeds to set the fastest lap of the race. He now has a 3.2 second margin to Toddster. Corrupted. Rather a 3.2 second margin to Hootermagic. Toddster, Corrupted, Hootermagic, all in this lovely, lovely train. Battling for podium places. Schmidt probably doing everything in his power to try and catch up. But look at the amount of positions these guys have made. I mean, Corrupted, the biggest winner out of this race so far. 6 places gained from Corrupted. 5 places from Toddster. 5 places from False Equation. 3 each to Rizzy Rick and Hootermagic. And Schmidt should have been a lot higher, but for whatever reason, either made a mistake or was punted from behind at turn 2, losing a whole heap of time and positions. As we now hit the halfway mark for the sprint race here at Hockenheim. Now got 7 laps to go. What can Toddster do? What can Corrupted do? As Hootermagic gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So we might ride on board with Corrupted, just have a closer look at this battle ahead of us. Three-way fight for second place. Coming into turn 6 now. Who's Magic, then Todster, then Corrupted. Sector 3 yellow flags. It appears to be James. It is. We're back on board with Corrupted. Oh, Corrupted a bit late on the brakes. He'll compromise his exit slightly. Over the curves of turn 11 to turn 12. Fourth gear, nice and easy on the throttle, using all the curve on the outside. Sachs hairpin, turn 13. That will complete lap 8 into lap 9. Rizzy Rick setting another fastest lap of the race. In clean air, no one around him. He has the freedom to push as hard as he likes. He is pushing. Gap has opened up to 3.6 seconds between him and second place. I'll ride back on board with Corrupted. I think Todster might be looking for a move here. He has DRS. He's very close, so he's got a very good slipstream. So you can get the gap tumbled 4.4, 0.3. Hard on the brakes. Turn 6. Oh, Hoots Magic a little bit wide. Todster just stuck his nose in there, into that small gap. Oh, Corrupted very late on the brakes. This might be very bad for Corrupted. Is he out of DRS range? Not yet. He almost is. He needs to stay within the toe to have a chance of getting a podium. As soon as he loses a toe, chances of getting a podium are very much reduced, dramatically reduced. Who's Magic desperately trying to hang on to P2, doing a valiant job. No DRS, no slipstream, doing an absolutely fantastic job. Clearly he's got Todster around the outside into turn 2. Can he get the job done? Yes, he can. Has the inside for turn 4. But will Who Magic have DRS? Yes, he will. And this brings Corrupted back into this. That little melee brought Corrupted back into this. As Magic has a look around the outside into turn 6. Can't get the job done though. In fact, he might invite his teammate to go past him. Corrupted has the inside into turn 7, but not for turn 8. He's going to be very late on the brakes. Magic. Oh, there was contact. And Corrupted gets the job done. So Todster moves up a place. Corrupted moves up a place. Magic has lost 2 within 1 lap. When they cross the finish line, it will be 4 laps to go. Gale has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So everything seems to have settled down. I might have a quick look at the race director, having a look at the incidents. So the cars we have to look out for. Magic. He's got 3 seconds. Rizzy Rick, does he have any penalties? No, he doesn't. Neither of the 2 drivers behind have penalties. So only Magic has penalties. And he can potentially lose another place at the end of the race if he's not careful, because Schmidt is gaining. I don't think Schmidt has any penalties. I'll have a look again. But this battle is starting to take off. Corrupted and Todster. Todster just backs out of that a little bit. Either that or he really just got onto the throttle quite late, couldn't get the power down. So Corrupted, look at the charge from Corrupted. From P10 on the grid to P2. with 3 and a bit laps to go, it's definitely looking good for a podium. But I think if Toddster and Huda Magic didn't have that melee at turn 2 a couple laps earlier, I think Corrupted may have been out of getting a podium. May have lost his chances of getting a podium rather. As Rizzy Rick, another fastest lap of the race, a 1 minute 25 flat. Coming through the Nord curve now. As Garlads now comes into the pit lane. So will this become a big climactic battle for the end of the race? I hope so. It's all there. 2 and a bit laps to go, and Schmidt is catching these guys, so Huda Magic might lose another place. Actually, that's what I was going to check. Does Schmidt have any penalties? Schmidt. 1 warning, 2 warnings. So if he gets another warning, that's a 3-second penalty. So it's not like Schmidt is going to go all out and use every millimetre of circuit. In doing so, it means he's got more work to do to try and catch up to Huda Magic. Ah, well, there you go. Commentator's curse strikes again. He gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. It's P4, he's going to have to do it the hard way, catch up and try and overtake him. And it's not like, oh, Huda Magic gets another 3-second time penalty, never mind. People say lightning doesn't strike twice, it just did. 2 different people. The curse hit Schmidt, now it's hit Huda Magic. The gaps have now started to open up between these 3. It's almost up to a second. But if Corrupted can hang on to this, that has been a superb drive from him. After crashing in the first race, lap 1, turn 1 of race 1, he might go on to finish second after starting P10. I'll stick to 2 yellows. Scarlaz. Deary me. So Rizzy Ray will come around now to start the last lap. It's been a superb drive from Rizzy Rick. Very clean. As Corrupted sets the fastest lap of the race. A 1 minute 24.7. He now remains unchallenged. Toddster falling back now a 1.2 margin. It was a superb drive from the leader. Had a lot of pressure early on. But then Schmidt had his incident at turn 2. Rizzy Rick got, I think it was about a 2-second gap, and he's never looked back. Posting very fast competitive race times. Building up a very comfortable margin. Now come through turn 11 to complete the second sector of the circuit. Into the final sector now, the Motordrome. False equation, a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Through the Sachs hairpin. What a superb clinical drive from Aussie Rizzy Rick. He'll come around the final corner and he'll win the sprint going sideways. He'll win the sprint race here at Hockenheim. Corrupted in P2, Toddster P3, Huda Magic will cross the line in 4th, but Schmidt will take the position from him after having his incident at turn 2. I suppose he'd be quite happy to recover and score a couple of points. Who's the Magic P5? False equation up 5 places from the start of the race. Starting dead last, he'll finish P6, well within the points. Can't do crap. Who's retired from the session? So James is still here. What a champion from James. What a champion. So he will technically finish 7th. James, he just hangs in there. Let the chaos ensue. Even if he makes a couple of mistakes, then he'll score points. And he is going to score points. He's going to be ahead of maybe 10 or 9 other drivers that are supposed to be in this championship. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But ladies and gents, your top 3 for the sprint race here at Hockenheim. Unfortunately, it didn't quite come up to the very climactic battle that I was kind of hoping for, but oh well, that's quite okay. So Rizzy Rick will take the victory and 15 points. Corrupted will get P2 plus the fastest lap and 14 points next to his name. The winner of the feature race, Todster, he finishes P3, Schmidt P4, Who's the Magic P5, False Equation P6. Can't do crap, not technically P7. He retired from the race. It seemed he was ghosting, so I assume he left the session. So technically, James finishes in 7th, and the other 3 cars DNF'd: Garlaz, Conehouse, and Safety Car. Tell you what, for a race that only had 10 cars in it, that was pretty good. We were meant to have somewhere in the region of 15, but certain people had to leave due to unforeseen circumstances, which happens. But to have only 10 races, 11 in the sprint, and to have fairly entertaining races, I'm pretty pleased. But that will conclude the first series of races in DRS Season 2. So we've done green, blue, and now Formula 2. So now we go on to the next green round, which is on Sunday, 8:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Not my fault, Safety Car. Not my fault. You did it yourself this time. I'd just like to see what is the next race, not results. Austria, that's right. So we're going to the Red Bull Ring, where the hills are alive with the sound of horsepower. Hopefully it'll be a good race. It's one of my personal favourite racetracks, and it's also the fastest lap in Formula 1 in terms of time. So, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell, make sure you stay up to date with all the races coming here in DRS for Season 2. But that's it from me. I've been the Smeg. Thank you all so much for watching. See you on Sunday evening, 8:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And good night.